Want to learn better ways to communicate and share information about your business? Have we got the resource for you? Welcome to the WorkHARDAholic Show with your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better. Hello, and welcome back to WorkHARDaholics with your favorite host, the original WorkHARDaholic, Shirley Crawford. And today, I'm already amused by the person who is to my left, to your right, none other than Brian Robertson, not Robinson, Robertson of Marion Marketing. Hello, Brian.
How you doing, Shirley?
I'm good. Okay.
I'm blessed.
That's what we're talking about.
Here.
That's what we're talking about.
With you.
It took forever and 12 years. See, here's the thing. Y'all know, if y'all don't know, I am very good at doing things like spur of the moment. Like, oh, let's go do it. Brian is like, that is not how we handle things. And he was like, we're going to have to schedule for a date in August. I mean, like he reached out like months out. Like, it's going to have to be a date in August. I'm going to need advance notification. But either way, we got him.
Because I value your time.
Is that what it is, Brian?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a roll with that.
Absolutely.
That sounds good. So for the people out there who know the people you work with, but don't know you, let's get this party started. Tell us all about Brian Robertson. How'd you even get into like marketing? And we say marketing loosely because it's a whole lot more than just your traditional marketing.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. I guess I always grew up in sales. I sold newspapers, I sold candy so I could go to Broadway. I've always been in sales, and I didn't even know I was in sales.
Hustling on back.
That's right. And then I went to college, JMU, go Dukes.
Go Dukes!
To study communications. And I was lucky enough when I got out of college, I actually had a job scheduled to start with HBO. Now, I'm so old, HBO was only 2 years old at the time. And right before I was to go to Atlanta, my dad had a stroke. So I was forced to stay in Richmond, take care of my parents. And so then I got a job with a radio station known as WKIE. It was a 10,000 watt AM radio station. Very powerful. In 2 years, I became the sales manager. Right. And then I left radio and went into TV. I worked for Fox Richmond. And then I had a background for 10 years with CBS 6. And then I left CBS 6 because I saw the landscape change and I saw something new called cable TV on the horizon. And I got a job with Continental Cablevision in Richmond. And that led me to become the only national sales manager of color for Media One. And I stayed there for about 10 years, going through the different iterations. It eventually became Comcast. And then I left there and I took a year off, helped a friend of mine start the first Hispanic radio station in the market called Selecta. So I was a consultant for them, yeah.
I'm learning something new as well.
Yeah,
okay.
It was 1380 Selecta, first AM Hispanic radio. Shout out to Mike Mazursky, Boomtown Radio. So we started that. And then I left there and went to Radio One, where I was there with a young lady named Yvonne Hagan. We co-ran 4 radio stations for Radio One. Okay. She moved on to other things, and I stayed for another 10 years. And in 2014, I had another epiphany to, leave radio and start my own business because I was working like a dog. And I said, if I'm going to work like a dog,
it should be for yourself.
It should be for yourself. And I had the knowledge. I've been around so many people and I saw the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I thought I was going to just start my new ad agency and cater to everyone. And I had a lot of support from people like Jack Barrett, Richmond Tourism, and Tracy Causey of Capital Area Health Network. But when I opened my shingle up real quick, and no one that didn't look like me wanted to do business with me. So I'm going to say that again. No one that didn't look like me, even though they listened to me, they didn't have the confidence to think that I could execute. But luckily, God had another plan. And one of my bosses, Wanda Lewis Goodrich, who was my boss at Channel 6, she said, you always should fish in the pond that no one else is fishing in. And no one else is in the African-American space and the small women business space like me. And so that's where I ended up going. That was God's plan for me.
And we are grateful for that move.
Yeah. So to tell you a little bit about how Marion Marketing got started, Marion was my father and my grandfather's name. Both of them were in the Navy. Both of them were Navy vets. Both of them poured a lot into me, especially my father. My mom poured a lot into me, but Marion Marketing flowed better with the name. And then I just added global because I believe if you speak it, you will become it.
Indeed. Sorry, Mom, but the love is still real, I'm sure.
The love was still and is still real. But they all have gone on to glory. And so that's basically where we started. And I have to give a shout out to Tracy Causey because if it wasn't for Capital Area Health Network, at the time they had one location, I probably would have had to go back and work for someone else because
they have a lot more than one location now.
Yeah, we've grown them to 6 locations. And he really believed in me and took a chance on me. And because he took a chance on me, other people started noticing the work. And I built my business strictly through referrals.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
Got a question about your small business? Trying to figure out what to do to start a business? Are you a C-suite executive trying to figure out some leadership tools and resources that you need? Well, we've got answers for you. Submit your questions, concerns, thoughts to admin@WorkHARDAholics.com. That's WorkHARDAholics.com. And you might hear your question, or at least the answer to it, on our next episode. Welcome back. Okay, so welcome back to the WorkHARDaholic Show. This, of course, is your host, Shirley Crawford, the original WorkHARDaholic, with our guest, finally, for the day, none other than Brian Robertson of Marion Marketing. So we started off this conversation learning a little bit more about you, like all of your years of experience. Like he's a vet in the game, people. And how that even translated into you starting Marion Marketing. So for that now small business out there who's like, I'm here, because if you build it, they won't come. That's not the way it works, people.
Amen.
If you build it and tell them and tell them and tell them and show them and tell them and tell them and tell them, then they may come. And so that's the end of the bargain that we give with you. So
Right.
What are the services that you offer to your business owners to help them get more visibility?
So basically we offer, as I say, from business cards to bus signs. So if anyone needs anything marketing wise, whether it be T-shirts, promotional items, or the real things like billboards, radio, TV commercials, print ads. I have a staff that I love to call my teammates. If you go to my website, marionmarketingglobal.com, you'll see something that says teammates. And basically, it's mostly African-American cinematographers, graphic designers.
All the things that you all need and say that you can't afford, so they can get it all in one lump sum with you.
And they come to me, and I basically am the project manager and make sure that they get what they need. If they need to buy radio time, advertising, things like that, that's what I personally do. If they need a new website, I will give them to someone who's already been vetted, that's not going to disappear on you, that will be there.
We believe in the good referrals, right? We talk about that all the time. Like, we don't give referrals unless we mean it.
Correct.
So we know that you have already cleared the way to say, this is a good person to work with.
Correct. But the biggest thing that I think I bring to the table is experience and talking about how to navigate through the marketing jungle that's out there. Because basically everyone's trying to sell you something. And they don't care if you close tomorrow. If they sold you today, they just move on to the next person. I didn't say sucker, but they move on to the next person.
Close enough.
And they don't care. And so I do care. I work for my clients. I don't work for radio, TV, or print people. I work for my clients to deliver the best service and the positive experience and to basically impact positively their bottom line to make their business grow. What we say is we take the companies of today and make them the brands of tomorrow.
Come through.
We have several examples of that. Joy Bell's sweet potato pies.
Who has gone on to do everything.
Right.
I saw her, was Kirk Franklin? She was in the commercial. Yeah. She had a Sam's Club deal.
Yeah, she did.
She was winning awards. Yeah. And every time I look around, I look for Brian in the background. Like he's over there.
We try to stay silent, but we helped her, launch her business. We helped Shoe Crazy Wine launch their business. I think
also doing amazing.
Right. She's in
and these are a bunch of people who are
started here locally
here and are national and soon to be international brands.
Right. Capital Area Health Network, I already talked about them. We went from 1 location and now 6, and we're looking for more. Lavelle's Gourmet Bread Pudding. I love mentioning food because I love food. But
he didn't bring any.
We're right on the way. We're right on track to grow her business. She's barely in her first year, and we're already in 2 grocery stores, and we're planning on going into 2 more by the end of the year.
I have to pause you there because that's amazing. So, because a lot of people out there, we always say as far as entrepreneurship goes, the easiest access point is normally food.
Right.
As far as you having the resources and skills to do it. But it takes a lot to get on the shelf in a store.
Right. It takes a lot. And then
to navigate all that.
And then to grow it and market it. And then the other areas that we really are proud of are our retail area, which includes WorkHARDaholics.
We are in the midst of it. You all needed to know, of course.
Barry Ashley. Those companies mean a lot to us. And then we do a lot of work in the medical community, whether it be family transitions or RBHA or medical doctors. We do a lot of dentists, the Richmond Dentistry for Children with our great Dr. Randy Adams and Brandon Allen. They've been around 30 years, and we've been helping them grow for the last 5. And then, several other orthodontic companies like WB Orthodontics, Dr. Wakishi Benson. It's just been a ride of love. We love what we do. We're great at what we do. Not just good.
You gotta say that loud and proud. We're great.
And then people always worry about money, but we try to tell people, even people that don't have marketing dollars, that there's a way to start. And we try to tell everyone, take 10% of whatever you make after you pay your taxes and everything. Take 10% of that and put that in a marketing fund.
That's not a bad plan.
And
I need to go higher, but that's not a bad plan.
Let it grow. Don't touch it for a year, and you'll have a marketing budget to start from. And a lot of clients that we pick up, we don't work with them right away. We work with them within a year because we want them to grow their marketing budget. We don't want them to always running into the bank or running into their savings to promote their business. Sometimes they feel the need, they need to do that, but then a lot of times life happens and they have to pause their advertising. That's the worst thing you can do. Most of our clients, we want them to stay on for a year straight
to get the full impact.
And a lot of people say, oh, yes, I can do that. And then 2 months into the campaign, something's broke or something personal has happened, and they have to pause their advertising.
I know one of the great things for us that you did was that because you already had all the connections, you already knew all the people. When I was like, oh, we're going to go over here, and you're like, oh, are you dealing with so-and-so? Gave me the specific numbers and really the breakdown of how it all worked.
Right.
And if you all have watched the show at all, you know one of my biggest pet peeves or fears, straight out, is to leave money on the table. Right. And so like Brian told me, oh, if they give you that, then they're supposed to give you a commercial and you're supposed to get this and you're supposed to get that. Right. So I want to say publicly, thank you so very much for your contribution to us and all that we do here on the show, here at the center, like the whole nine. All right. So I know our time is wrapping up. Don't worry. We're going to make sure you get a little more information. First, what do you all have coming up? I know you're always out here shouting out your people and their projects. What else is coming up?
Well, on the 27th of August, and I don't know when this is going to air, we have but all summer long is the RVA Black Farmers Market. Young lady who's in her 30s, Navy Johnson, runs it. It's amazing. It's 2nd and Jackson Streets. It's always on a Sunday, so you need to go out. If you go to their website, rvablackfarmersmarket.com.
And I see them on social media.
You will find out their whole schedule for the summer. And what we did, we built their website through one of my contacts, and we actually handled the advertising. And that's what a lot of things we do. We cross-pollinate our clients so that clients can help other clients grow. And that's what we do. So that's one main thing. And then a lot of our clients, Very Ashley, it just opened up in Lynchburg, their second location. And so, we're just constantly shouting out the 30-plus clients that we have. And we're working with clients now all over the United States. So we're very blessed.
Okay, so once again, let them know if they're ready. Even if you're not sure about the budget or how you're going to do it, I think it's great that you give them a call, send an email, slip in the DMs.
They can send me an email at Marion Marketing Global at gmail.com.
Marion with an O.
Yes.
Marketing spelled all the way out.
Right.
Global
right.
at gmail.com.
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
So once again, thanks, Brian.
No, thank you. I'm honored.
We are glad you finally made it in.
Yeah.
And we'll be sure to keep you all updated and posted about what Brian has going on other venues. So once again, thanks. And
thank you.
Don't do too much. Oh, sorry. That was clearly a joke because Brian does more than the average bear. All right, then we're going to go to another commercial break and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you ready to level up your smartphone videography skills? Want to learn how to capture better interviews, content, and learn how to edit using Canva? Whether you are a beginner looking to dive into the world of videography or an experienced creator seeking to enhance your skills, then our Learn by Doing workshops are for you. Reserve your spot and start creating incredible videos. Visit powerupvideo.com today. Click Workshops.
Listen, Attorney Alex Taylor is a soldier in a suit, defending anyone with criminal charges, DUIs, and more. Call Alex Taylor, your soldier in a suit, at 804-500-5000.
I'm Alex Taylor. Don't face your criminal charges alone. Put a former prosecutor with 30 years of experience on your side. Let me show you how a soldier fights for your freedom.
Call 804-500-5000 or go to alextaylorlaw.com.
Wouldn't it be convenient and safe to communicate with your dentist, pediatrician, medical doctor, or mental health professional anywhere you are without actually traveling to our medical centers?
Well, you can with a televisit at your local Capital Area Health Network. Call us at 780-0840 or go to cahealthnet.org. Find out how a televisit may be your best option. We are the Capital Area Health Network, the heart of the community.
During these challenging times, Richmond Dentistry for Children wants to remind you that we've been here for you and your children for over 25 years. Your child's body is their temple and their teeth are the doorway to good health. We provide compassionate pediatric dental care Monday through Friday. Call 804-780-2888 for your appointment or come to our office at 300 West Broad Street. RichmondDentistryForChildren.com, serving Central Virginia. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
Workahardaholic. Looking for resources to start, build, or level up your business? Want to know what motivates your favorite entrepreneur? Did you miss the last show? No worries. Check out and subscribe to the WorkHARDAholic YouTube channel. See behind the scenes. Here's the extended version of interviews. Catch one of our trainings. Missed the show? No worries. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic. And happy entrepreneuring. Got a question about your small business? Trying to figure out what to do to start a business? Are you a C-suite executive trying to figure out some leadership tools and resources that you need? Well, we've got answers for you. Submit your questions, concerns, thoughts to admin@workhardaholics.com. That's WorkHARDaholics.com. And you might hear your question, or at least the answer to it, on our next episode. Welcome back. Okay, so today we've been talking about marketing with Brian Robertson from Marion Marketing. And last week, I shared with you all about one of the really important ways, or in one of our previous recent episodes, I talked about one of the ways you can stand out above the noise, right? So we know we try social media, we try to get our message out there. We're doing the newsletters, we're TikToking, some of us, we're doing all of the things, and still we're going, how do we stand out? And so I mentioned to you all previously, one of those ways is to do events, to do things that are catered to your community where you can make those connections personally, right? Because you buy from the person you know. There's a reason why the community market stays in business, because the community is attached. It's a part of the community, and so the community will make sure that it exists. But do you have that for your business? For your brand? Does their community know that you exist, and do they even care? All right. So on that note, this past weekend, we actually attended the Virginia Black Business Expo, which is a part of the Virginia Black Business Directory, and it's run by Arnisha Hall and Tracy Edwards. And it's an amazing event. This year it's in Fredericksburg. Next year it'll be in Arlington, I believe. And so at this event, it is really the perfect mixture of the types of things you want to do at your event. So everything from social, there was a skate party with Push from the Silver Foxes, and apparently he's very well known for skating and all the things that he does. So there were social aspects, there were after parties, there was music with Kiki Wyatt, receptions, networking, there was an expo, and I really want to get into the expo in just a minute. There was a gala, so it was literally a little bit of something for everyone to be able to engage. And here's the thing. One of the things I love to see at an event is a photo booth. And so Joyous Moments was the photo booth that they had at the event. Here is your opportunity to get your attendees to be your ambassador. It's those types of tips and tricks that really make the difference. So everyone's excited when they see a 360 booth, or when they know that there is like, I can get my picture taken and it's free for you. They're paying for it, but you can come participate, and then they normally give you your hashtag and you post your photos. And then I literally got a call from someone who didn't know where I was during the time of the event. And they're like, I see that you're at the Virginia Black Business Expo in, DC. I'm like, how do you even know that? I hadn't shared anything. All these people are here posting pictures and taking pictures with you. They're tagging you, and people are seeing it. I'm in a different city, and people back home in Richmond are going, I know where you are. I saw it. That's the beauty of using things like your photo booths, etc., but in having events. They also had various seminars, and I'm very pleased to say I got to participate in one in particular with some amazing people. So we had the director of the Prince William, make sure I get it right, King George, Economic Development, Nick Miner, Chandra Hurst, which most of us know and love, with the Virginia Community Capital. And then we had Shia, who came out from Atlanta, and she talks about grants. And we talked about revenue and resources, an amazing conversation. And because it was so amazing, we're actually going to have them all come join us on the show sometime very soon. So don't be sad. We'll share that with you. But another thing they had was actually an awards ceremony. And I'm really excited. I was very honored and surprised to have received the President's Award. So thank you once again, Virginia Black Business Directory, for the President's Award. It was a very pleasant surprise. But I also want to give a shout out to some of you all out there who are the vendors who made it all happen, right? So here's the thing. I don't know about you all, but as a small business owner, as an entrepreneur, I believe in supporting our businesses. I buy Black, I buy small, I buy women, I buy vet. I believe in supporting us out there as we do the work. So I'm sharing with some of the and I always go to an event with a budget. Like, this is how much I'm going to spend with my small business vendors. So in this case, there was all kinds of stuff. I got some of the things here. And so like my favorite jewelry person, and I think I'll have to put her information online because I don't have her card with me, but she's my favorite. I follow her all over the place. I was so excited that she was there. I got this lovely bracelet and some earrings that you will see again, and a ring. There was CTI Realty and real estate. They had lots of great information. For those of you who are trying to find diverse books, I got to meet with Carrie Carrington. I picked up her book. I'm going to hand that over to my great niece, Maya Sings Country. She had several other books. She's been on all kinds of interviews and talk shows and everything else. Michelle Caldwell Thompson. She is also real estate. She's actually part of CTI over here. Just got that separated. Megan Stewart, who is, like most of you all, a serial entrepreneur. She had Joyous Moments, but she also has a nonprofit and some other things that she did. And so she had lots of things going on. For those of you who are looking to cut the cord, there was World Smart Streaming, and that's what they were all about. smartstreamingworld.com. And then the one that I need more than all others, JFit. And when you saw JFit, he was actually on one of the panels as well, very fit, talking about how you can be healthy even in the amount of time that you have to deal with your life. So I wanted to share some of that. Why? Because we're not just here to, take money. We're here to share resources, information for our entrepreneurs, for our small business owners, for our community that cares about our small business owners, so that we can all level up and do better. And in the end, we can all say, happy entrepreneuring, because we're a part of the process. So, as we always say, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. 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 Thanks for tuning in to WorkHARDaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.